welcome.
Hello.
Welcome to our Midnight Madness that we have here, WikiTree's Hangout. How's everybody doing? Everybody connecting? Everybody having fun?
Doing good.
How did I get here?
That's the spirit. That's the spirit. Welcome, everybody. We've got a pretty jam-packed program here for you tonight. So let me go ahead and start off with, as you know, that we are switching to just one prize per hangout. And this is the hangout where you get to use a word. So let's see what the word is of the day.
Sleep.
Do you guys know what it is?
It's sleep.
Sleep, not sleep. There's no sleeping until this thing is over.
No,
Chris. The whole thing. Okay. The word is bingo. And I'll tell you why. Bingo is back. Mr. Randall and I do bingo the first Friday of the month at 6 p.m. Eastern. We're going to not give you any hints about what the next one is, but it's going to be a good one. So bingo is back. If you've missed bingo since last year, come join us on the first Friday of the month at 6 p.m. Eastern on WikiTree's YouTube channel. Okay, so look at all the bingos. You guys are really, really going to town.
They really want that T-shirt.
They do. And I encourage everybody to say it as many times as you would like to make sure that it gets in. You don't need to worry about being case sensitive. You can say it 20 times and it's still only going to count once. So no fear. Not bad. You guys are doing pretty good.
As long as you have not already won.
What'd you say, Kathy?
As long as you haven't already won.
Have not already won.
Very true. Okay, guys, so we've got a little demo to give to you. Whoa, light is coming on. And I asked last night, and I'll ask you guys again today. How many of you are keeping? I like Shelley. How many of you are keeping the profiles you created?
I am.
Weekend, and I just got to give a laugh because Shelley knows as well that with bingo, you got to get her attention. With bingo. So Shelley knows as well. So Chris, would you say you're keeping them?
Yeah, I am because I kind of have to.
So you're putting in all family.
Yeah, basically, like the descendants of my first great grandparents and all that stuff. So I figured I'd keep that. But there are some collateral I can just probably ditch as soon as I get like some more information from them.
That makes sense.
Florian, your watch list is gonna get pretty full pretty quickly, buddy.
That's what I'm afraid of. I'm afraid that my watch list is just going to get a little bit too big, and I can't have that. That's going to be too big. So let me set this up, and I'm going to show you a new way to actually remove from your watch list and not using the bulk remover that you normally use.
Okay.
Well, I have I have 2,118 profiles on my watch list right now. So if I want to get rid of them, how do I get rid of them the quickest and easiest way?
I'm going to show you. Well, this is the way that I think it's quickest and easiest. And this is fairly new. So for everybody, I know everybody out there has WikiTree browser extension already installed. Going to come up to your options here, the little globe, the little orange logo globe. Just click on this other. Let's shortcut this. Click on this other and go all the way down to the bottom. Isn't that cool? And then towards the bottom, almost at the very bottom, is the surname and watch list, table options, and table filters. Click on them. Make sure you got them all green. And then once you do that, just click anywhere to close their options screen. I'm going to come up to my WikiTree and come down to my watch list. And a lot of you are familiar with and look at that. Remove selected from watch list. There's a couple things, and I'm not going to demo everything for you, but there's a couple really, really cool things here. If you know you've been working with one particular surname, you can search. And this is only going to take it one page at a time. Remember that you're going to have to click the next button to keep going throughout your alphabet of your watch list. But you could search here for a surname and pick up all the surnames that maybe you do not want that you included. Like, I think I'm kidding, but I'm really not. My brother's ex-wife's second husband's parents' family I have added to WikiTree. I no longer wish to have them. I just wanted to help my CC7. So those would be ones that I would say I don't want anymore. Let me just pick, for example, these first two. Just click it and come up here. Remove selected from watch list. This is my favorite part. Look, Mom, no hands. And they're gone.
Oh my God, you killed Kenny.
I did. He's gone. I did. Let me just come back to my watch list. And the other thing that I really, really like about this is next to the column next to the end on the right, if I click on that, it gives me the degrees. Sometimes I don't remember the names. So if I kind of scroll down, this shows me the degrees. And if they're within my CC7, I'm going to want to keep them probably. But for example, this one is 10 and this one's 15 and 16. I maybe don't want those. So I can remove those. It just gives you a couple different options. I know, I like it. No, Kenny, come back. You guys are funny. And thank you, JJ. I really like this too. This is a really good option. I personally do not enjoy using the bulk tool remover. I don't know about you guys, but it's usually what we use at the end of the thon. It's a little bit hard for me to see what I'm removing. So I have to click on each profile as I go to see how many degrees I am from it. So I hope you guys like this because this is a really handy feature. And I will tell you, I'll just give a big shout out now to somebody who's in the audience, Flo from the Black Force. I actually used to complain and whine a little bit about that bulk tool remover. And next thing I know, something cool like this came up and Flo was showing it to me. So great. Another great thing that the IT groups, the volunteers, all our volunteer IT people have done to help us out a little bit. Pretty cool. And then let's see, a couple of questions that we have. How does someone work with more than one screen? How do you put stuff on each screen? Well, that's kind of open up a browser and just take that browser and move it to a different screen. Do you guys have more than one screen? Chris, you must.
Oh, no, I only have one screen.
Only one screen. Oh, you have one screen.
I can only fit one monitor on this.
And that would be more of a computer question than a WikiTree question. So if you get it working on your computer, it should work all the way around. And I don't have the option to see the degrees. What showed on your screen is not on my line. Shonda, just make sure again that you go up to the WikiTree browser extension and click on those table options. They were under the other section. If not, I'll catch up with you after this hangout and see if we can get it going for you.
Yeah, I'm trying to do it myself. So right now, not really.
Did it come
working. Nope, not yet.
And it does, that little button takes a little bit to appear on your watch list. It doesn't come up as soon as the watch list. It takes just a couple of seconds, but it's really, really quick. I think you'll like it a lot. And make sure that you type in the word bingo. That is the secret word. That is the prize that we're going to give away towards the end of the show. But I want to talk briefly about the stats because there was some confusion when we showed them last night. And then we've got a game for you guys. So David, would you like to help us understand the division stats? I think everybody's used to seeing the stats either by user or by team like this, but there's something new called division. And a lot of people have had questions about the divisions. There are 3 divisions based on size of the final size. About 2 days before the thon starts, they calculate everybody and get everybody onto teams. But what are they, David?
So one of the concerns people have had in the past is that if you're on a tiny team with, I don't know what our smallest team is right now, but some teams have had 3, 4, 5 members. I know we only have 11 members on the Globetrotters, and it's kind of unfair to be competing against a team with how many do you have in Appalachia?
Thank you. And congratulations. We have just under the wire. We have 49.
49, yeah. Okay, so as I say, it's up to 50 people. So if I've got 5 people on my team and they've got 50 on theirs, it's going to be unlikely that I'm going to be able to compete in terms of numbers. So we've divided into 3 divisions based on the size of our teams, and that's who we're competing against. So you're competing against, is it how many in a division? You pulled the.
Let me pull the screen back up for you. Yeah.
Is it
Give me
8 or 9?
Give me just a second to get it back up here. Little technical problem.
Okay, it's 12, 13 in a division.
There we go.
No, I don't see it.
I'm bringing it up right now. We should have it. There you go.
Okay.
And for division,
so if we scroll down to the to Division 1, you'll see, let's count them here, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Is that right? 12 teams. So that's who we're competing against. In that green box on the bottom, those are the teams that are competing against each other. We're not competing against
Appalachia,
the giant teams up above. So it just kind of evens the playing field a little bit and gives you a chance. And what we talked about last night, if you were here for the midnight show,
I'm in trouble.
The numbers change really quickly. So you may be behind 100 points, 200 points, 300 points. That can change in a few hours. So it really there's a lot of factors that go into it. Some teams are active during the daytime. Some teams are active at nighttime. Some people aren't here on Fridays. They show up on Saturday and Sunday. So there's a lot of factors that go into how these numbers start changing. So you may be in a solid lead at some point and wake up the next morning and find that you're dropped down a couple notches or vice versa. So it's anybody's game up until the very end. And I know Sandy had that experience with being close to a tie at the end, where they were up to the last few minutes. I don't know if that was last year or the year before.
I think it was, maybe a couple of years. But and you put out something really important with that. So when you look at your team scores, if you come back over and you look at your team scores, if you're in a team and you see somebody that, like I'll take my team, for example, Patty has 1,179. And then if you look down and you see somebody has 1 or 4, 12, does not matter. It all counts. Every single person who put in an effort is going to count on my team. And also, if anybody happens to be new, I don't know how many new people we have to the Connect-a-Thon, but even though my area is a defined area of land in the United States, any profile that you connect globally counts. You don't have to stay in your one specific area. So like Crystal and Team Italy can work around the globe because, as we know, migration happens.
Yep.
But I think it's important that everybody understand that to make it more fair, WikiTree has now 3 divisions. So if you're in a smaller team, you're not competing with the big team. Because a lot of you would say, well, why bother? Why continue? I'm not going to win. Let me just take my time. But now it's a competition going on. So just real quick, so Division 1, we've got David's team, the Globetrotters, in first place. Division 2, we have Germany Genies, and I know we have a couple Genies that are in the chat right now. So feel free to shout out if you're a Globetrotter or a Genie. And Division 3, we have the Appalachia Roots, and I know we have a few of you guys in there too. So feel free to shout out and represent your team. I hope that helps explain the divisions in how you can win prizes. Before it used to be based on score and then a normalized. So I hope that helps just a little bit. Now, who wants to have some fun with the games? And I will say we had a good laugh. If you were here yesterday for the Have You Ever game,
Oh no!
We all want you to know that we have changed shirts. We have new shirts. So that's the most important.
Some of us changed them just before going on air, but we did.
So if you were here for that game, you will understand what we mean by that. So instead of 20 questions, because we don't have that much time, we really, really want to get back to connecting.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask the audience in the chats and my panel here 5 questions. They do not know what the questions are. They will have to answer them on the fly, just like you guys. So they're not as silly, I'll warn you now, as last night's. So the very first one, kind of sentimental one, is the person you most admire on WikiTree, either as a WikiTreeer or maybe they passed on and they have a profile. And if they feel free to tell us who they are, I will tell you right now, my dad. And yes, my dad has passed on and he has a profile. So what about you guys?
Yeah, I got several people that I could think of, but both in terms of family members and then also in terms of kind of some of my notable heroes are
that's a good one too.
Yeah, I've got from both ends. I'd say they're all somewhere on WikiTree.
Yeah, I actually put Stan Lee's profile on WikiTree as well as
that's cool.
Jack Kirby and Steve Ditko, Marvel's finest artists. And I was going to do George Perez, but I'm not going to answer that yet. But someday he will be in the Marvel bullpen on WikiTree.
That's pretty cool. And I'm glad that you guys pointed that out too, that, we can have many people that we admire, that inspire us. Yes. It's not just family or ancestors. Darren, what about you?
One of my, she's my cousin. She did a genealogy book about my great-grandfather. And I've put him on WikiTree. And I've also got her, my dad's cousins. So she's on WikiTree as well.
Yeah, I have a ton of Well, I have a ton of family on WikiTree as well too. Just passed away recently, but what can you do? Yeah.
No, but this gives you guys some ideas too. If you're looking for who to connect and who to add to WikiTree this weekend, that's a good idea to go ahead and do that. Kathy, what about you?
My dad and my grandparents. My dad and grandparents who have all deceased are on WikiTree, or profiles are on WikiTree.
Yeah.
And Ruth, to start a one name study, there is a one name study projects. If you go to WikiTree up at the top, there's find projects, and one name study is there, and they give you instructions. You will have to take a peek around to see if the one name study is already there. And it might be managed by somebody who needs help, or they might need somebody to take it over or start a new one. So that's kind of a way to do that. Okay, the second question. This one's fun for me to ask, and it is super easy, and I expect a lot of answers in chat as well. So it's time to represent. What is your favorite project on WikiTree?
Gee, I
I
don't
said
know.
project,
Ooh.
not on team, by the way. Project.
Gee, I don't know. What is my favorite project, Sandy?
Appalachia. We know, Chris.
Oh, totally. Kind of love those biscuits and moonshine. Woo.
Well, you know that could happen. So, guys, what is your favorite project on WikiTree? What do you find yourself working on the most?
You know,
England.
I really enjoy working on the
Kathy, you're
global
fired.
project that we just started up this last 2 weeks ago. But I have a hard time saying it's my favorite because it's driving me crazy right now. So my go-to project is my other project, the Notables project, that I just go to for fun.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of a lighthearted, working on TV stars or sports heroes, not quite as intense. So that's my go-to favorite.
Yeah. Kathy, you're fired from the Italy project. I'm joking. I'm joking. I want to do that.
No!
I'm joking. Yeah, not fired you.
My favourite's connectors because I can work with any other project, helping getting the profiles that they look after connected.
And this is great. I mean, I can't keep up with you guys. You guys are like talking so fast and giving me which ones that are your favorites. So I love it. Thanks for participating. This is
But
kind of fun.
you know what I like about that though is that it's such a diverse group of selections, but there's something for everybody.
There really
So,
is.
You know,
I
you may
love
not like what I like,
Mhm.
but there's something out there that you can find.
And even
Um,
specific, like you can get
yeah.
down to a particular name. So
Yeah,
We
that's
still
pretty-
need like a Japan project. That would be
we're working on it.
awesome.
Yeah, will have that up this week.
Yeah, get
Well, Stephen, dear, I didn't even know that you were coming. You weren't on my list. You
No,
had
there is.
plans,
Oops.
I thought.
I wasn't planning on it either, but then I became free and I'm here. So
So then the next question for you guys, and this one is kind of take a little second to think about it. This will be easy for some of you. So this weekend during the Connect-a-Thon, what surname have you worked the most during this thon? And I will tell you, I foolishly decided to increase my CC7 by working on my husband's line because he refuses to work on his line. I now completely understand why. But McCoy, that's the one I've been stuck in for all weekend long. So what about you guys?
I've been doing Forgione in Gesualdo. There's a million of them there, literally a million of them. And there's a one name study I found, and I'm gonna have to contact the person who started that and say, "Hey, got a bunch of Forgiones for you," starting with my great grandmother. And yeah, there's been a lot of them I've been adding, as well as Carbuses. So, anyone else?
I would not have a clue. I'm like going all over the place.
like in all these German names that are
I know there are.
I've been focusing on German names. I have Bodendine and Pfaff and Holtz. Those are the big ones I was working on recently.
Yeah, I've been working on my own.
They're all
names.
Wisconsin Germans too.
Yeah, I've been doing the Randalls. It's I spend so much time on the projects and doing other people's families that the Randalls get neglected. So
it was time.
I'm around there getting my attention.
And what about you, Kathy?
My biological Allen line.
That's gonna take a while. There's a lot of Allens out there.
There's a lot of Italian names coming up as well, Chris. I noticed throughout here.
Yeah.
So you guys are doing. I love that you guys are sharing this with us too, because it kind of shows how diverse WikiTree is, and it's important to understand that, especially with David here, as he's launching the global network, so everybody can come into WikiTree and find a home.
Omega Alpha May.
Carol, the Packers did not win, but it was very close.
Omega Alpha May. That sounds like a password.
I know it does. Okay, so then the next question kind of relates similar, but not, maybe not entirely. So what specific location have you worked the most during this Connect-a-Thon?
That one's
Because
easy.
now remember, I said I work McCoy's of Southern Virginia, and I have been around the globe working them. So but I would say Southwest Virginia, not West Virginia, but Southwest Virginia is where mostly I've been. What about you guys? And you guys tell us in the chat.
I've been working mostly Michigan and specifically Kalamazoo.
New York.
I am working on Gesualdo. Actually, almost to 500 profiles for my one-place study there. Gesualdo is the town in Italy, just outside Naples.
So where's Waldo?
Working on that town. Yes, great.
And
yes,
of course, I've been focusing on all the Sauk County Germans, and everybody is attached to my one-place study in Abelman Rock Springs, because that's where my grandmother was born. So yeah, I'm just working for all of those that are in my personal categories, so I can get all those parents attached. I can start getting all those connections made. So I can get all those parents and all those people in that cemetery that are there too.
And I know a lot of people are working off cemeteries this Thon too. A couple of people that I know, somebody swooped in and kind of worked those cemeteries this week before the Thon.
See the new logo that we're going to be getting?
Yes. So what about you guys in the chat? Have you been mostly in just the one area, or have you ventured around the globe? And like Darren, I'm really curious about you because, coming from a location so different from me personally, have you stayed in your one area or?
No, I'm all over the place. Lots of US, France, England, Prep one to Germany.
Yeah, I have a question for Joy Beard. She mentioned Digby, Nova Scotia. Have you found any Hamels there by any chance, Joy?
See, this is why I love this. Because
I have some Hamels who went to Digby, Nova Scotia, and Somerville, Massachusetts. Just let me know if you found any Hamels, and just send me a message or something. Hamel, Hamel.
Not ILL.
No, not like Mark Hamill. No.
I feel like we need to do some cousin bait and pass out some cards. Okay, anybody got some Hamels? Anybody got some Randalls?
Go fish.
Right.
Find your cousins.
So one last question for you guys, and then we're going to do the drawing. So if you haven't typed in bingo, type it in now before we go any further. This is a tough one, and I don't expect a lot of answers, but I really am curious because I did learn from a person who has been researching for over 20 years. They broke a brick wall by accident during the Connect-a-Thon. So is anybody else broke through a brick wall, found something?
Not really.
I know. I didn't expect anybody to come through with.
It's not a brick wall. Somebody already has the parents known.
I haven't really broken any brick walls. I did connect some profiles from old profiles I put up like 5 years ago, but that was about it. I don't think that counts. That wasn't the ancestor.
No, but that's a good question. If you put up a profile 5 years ago and you just came back around to it through the Connect-a-Thon, that's kind of cool too.
Yeah.
I find a lot of my 2020 profiles that I started and the horrible way that I would do the citations. And now I'm like, nope, I'm going to fix this because I have a certain way of doing my citations now. You can see how you grow as a genealogist or as a researcher.
And
Fascinating.
I will say too that a couple years ago, Chris actually answered somebody on social media, and they said something about WikiTree, and that you have to have really detailed sources. And I remember a comment, and I use it all the time. I copy your comment all the time, and you said WikiTree makes you work for it, but it's so good. We put in such good work with it, and I always think about that. So, Stephen, when you mentioned that how we've grown, I think when you first start WikiTree, if you get a little nervous about your sources, as Chris said, work on it, work for it, and as Stephen said, then you grow, then you grow
Right.
from it.
There's
And
a
I
lot
love,
where I had myself as secondary information provided by or something.
yeah,
And then I was going through, I was like, no, I know what the actual source is. Or I mean, Germany project was a big help. I mean, obviously, the reason I'm even here is because my ninth cousin now, I got him down to ninth, was putting up all my ancestors. And he's actually on break, so he couldn't participate in Connect-a-Thon this time around. So he's away from technology. But, he's in our thoughts on his little trip.
on his
And
front.
hope he can come back for the next one. But it's just having those connections. Like Flo is a big factor in that. He was able to find a lot of stuff for me overseas. It's just making those connections.
Well, guys, I have time for one last opportunity to type in bingo and Flo. I don't shout out to Oliver. I think he's
Oliver is
Germany.
the ninth cousin. Yeah.
Okay, one last time, and let's go ahead and do the drawing. What do you guys think?
Yep.
Are you guys going
I'm
to
ready.
sleep after this, or are you guys going to hang
I'm
out?
going to bed. I'm going to bed.
I only just started my editing.
Yeah, I've still got at least one more hangout on me tonight.
I'm gonna edit angrily because of the hackers lost.
And Darren, you're coming back at
Oh.
4, right? For the next bingo?
Yeah, for 10 p.m. for me.
Why
Here we
not?
go.
Yeah.
No.
Don't WikiTree angry, Steve. I didn't WikiTree angry when the Patriots lost.
WikiTree angry.
So
We're the WikiTree the way I want you, okay?
Melissa, congratulations.
Yay, Melissa!
Melissa, good night.
Congratulations. You have won the prize. And remember, we're only giving one prize per hangout show. And you have won. If you want to go ahead and shortcut it, you can email Aowen at wikitree.com and just tell her that you won the Midnight Bingo. And she will get in touch with you about how to claim your prize. It's a shirt or a mug. I don't hold me to this, but I think it's about a $30 value. That's what we do on bingo with David. So I think that's about what it is. So congratulations, Melissa. And guys, thanks for joining us again for midnight. And don't forget, Alesh will be back along with Darren in a couple hours to go over more stats. And you guys do a really good job during that hour of detailed stats. So if you got some details or some questions, maybe you have a new type of stat, ask Alesh at the next hangout.
And the rest of us are going to bed.
Okay.
I'll still be up. I might
Bye,
still be
guys.
awake.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Bye.